Maya lived in a small town. Everyone knew everyone. Life was simple. Maya was 16. She was just like other teenagers. She went to school, she hung out with friends. But Maya felt lost. She didn't know what she wanted to be. Adults always asked, "What do you want to do with your life?" Maya never had an answer. She felt pressure to have her life planned out. Everyone else seemed to. Days felt the same. Maya went through the motions. She did her homework, she talked to her friends. But something was missing. Deep down, Maya yearned for something more. She just didn't know what it was. Maya had a secret. She loved photography. When she held her camera, the world shifted. Everything became beautiful. The way the light hit a leaf, the wrinkles around an old man's eyes, the joyful energy of children playing. Photography made Maya feel alive. But was it enough? Could she make a living from it? Doubts swirled in Maya's mind. "It's just a hobby," she told herself. "Be realistic." One night Maya stumbled upon a quote online. "You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." The words hit her hard. What if she didn't need a plan? What if all she needed was to start? A spark ignited within Maya. She decided to bring her camera to school, not just to take photos for fun, but to see the world through a new lens, to capture the everyday moments that made up her life. The next morning, Maya woke up with a knot of nervous excitement in her stomach. She grabbed her camera bag. It felt heavier than usual. Taking a deep breath, she headed out the door. Walking through the school halls, Maya felt self-conscious. She imagined everyone staring, judging her, but she kept her head held high. She reminded herself of the quote, "Just take the first step." She reached her locker and paused. Something caught her eye. A single ray of sunlight streamed through the window. It illuminated a dusty corner, casting long shadows. Maya raised her camera. Click. She moved through the day, capturing small moments. The worn pages of a library book, the laughter of friends huddled together, the way the wind ruffled the leaves outside the classroom window. Each click of the camera brought a sense of peace. It was as if Maya was seeing the world for the first time, and she was the only one who could see it this way. As the days went by, something shifted within Maya. She stopped worrying about what others thought. She became absorbed in her photography. She started to notice details she'd never seen before. The way the light changed throughout the day, the subtle expressions on people's faces, the beauty in the ordinary. Photography wasn't just a hobby anymore. It was a way of seeing, a way of feeling, a way of understanding the world around her. Maya began to carry her camera everywhere. To the park, where she captured children swinging high in the air. To the downtown streets, where she photographed the bustling energy of shoppers and vendors. To her own backyard, where she found wonder in the patterns of light and shadow on a blade of grass. Her camera became an extension of herself, a tool to express the emotions she couldn't put into words. One afternoon, Maya showed some of her photos to her best friend, Leo. Leo was always the life of the party. He was full of jokes and never seemed to take anything too seriously. Maya wasn't sure what he would think of her photography. Leo looked at the photos in silence. He studied each one carefully. When he was finished, he looked up at Maya. "Wow," he breathed. "Maya, these are amazing." Maya's heart soared. "Really?" she asked, her voice filled with uncertainty. "Seriously," Leo said, nodding. "You have a gift. You see things that other people don't." His words meant the world to Maya. It was one thing to enjoy photography herself, it was another to have someone else recognize her talent. Leo's encouragement gave Maya a newfound confidence. Maybe, just maybe, she could really do this. Maybe photography wasn't just a dream. Maybe it could be her future. Emboldened by Leo's words, Maya decided to share her photos with a wider audience. She created an online portfolio, a digital gallery where she could showcase her unique perspective to the world. It felt vulnerable, exposing a part of herself that she had kept hidden for so long. At first, the response was overwhelmingly positive. Friends and family left encouraging comments. praising her eye for detail and her ability to find beauty in the ordinary. Maya's heart soared with each notification, her confidence blooming under the warmth of their words. She started receiving messages from strangers, people who had stumbled upon her portfolio and felt a connection to her work. Maya found herself spending hours each day interacting with her growing online community, responding to messages and engaging in conversations about art, photography, and the power of perspective. It was exhilarating, connecting with like-minded individuals who appreciated the world through a similar lens. For the first time, Maya felt seen, not just as the quiet girl from a small town, but as an artist, a storyteller, a visionary. Her photography wasn't just a hobby anymore. It was a bridge connecting her to a wider world, a world hungry for authenticity and beauty. But as Maya's online presence grew, so too did the shadows. The anonymity of the internet emboldened some, allowing them to unleash their negativity without consequence. Critical comments began to appear on her photos, cutting words that stung like paper cuts on her soul. "This is so cliché," one comment read. "Try harder," another sneered. Some questioned her talent, others mocked her subject matter, but each negative word chipped away at Maya's confidence. The joy she had once felt in sharing her work began to wane, replaced by a gnawing sense of self-doubt. She found herself questioning everything: her talent, her vision, her place in the world. The once vibrant colors of her world seemed to dull, the sharp focus of her lens blurring under the weight of negativity. The whispers of doubt echoed in her mind, threatening to extinguish the creative spark that had ignited within her. Maya retreated inward, withdrawing from the online community that had once brought her so much joy. She stopped posting as frequently, her camera remaining silent for days on end. The fear of judgment had become a suffocating blanket, stifling her creativity and casting a long shadow over her passion. One afternoon, Maya found herself wandering the halls of her school, her heart heavy with unshed tears. She had just received another round of harsh criticism on her latest photo, and the words cut deeper than usual. She sought refuge in the familiar comfort of the art room, hoping to find solace in the quiet hum of creativity. Mr. Hanley, her art teacher, sat at his desk grading papers. He looked up as Maya entered, his eyes crinkling at the corners with concern. "Maya," he greeted her warmly, sensing her distress. "What's wrong?" Maya hesitated, unsure of how to articulate the turmoil within her. She had always admired Mr. Hanley, his gentle encouragement and unwavering belief in his students. He had a way of seeing the potential in everyone, even when they couldn't see it in themselves. Taking a deep breath, Maya shared her struggles with Mr. Hanley, her voice trembling as she recounted the hurtful comments and the crippling self-doubt. She confessed her fear of failure, her desire to retreat from the world that seemed determined to extinguish her light. Mr. Hanley listened patiently, his kind eyes reflecting Maya's pain. When she finished, he leaned back in his chair, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Maya," he began, his voice soft yet firm, "it takes courage to share your heart with the world, to let others see your unique perspective. And sometimes the world isn't ready for that kind of vulnerability. But that doesn't mean you should stop sharing," he continued, placing a reassuring hand on her arm. "It means you need to find your people, the ones who see the world the way you do, the ones who appreciate your vision and encourage you to keep going." Mr. Hanley's words struck a chord within Maya. She had been so focused on the negative voices that she had forgotten about the positive ones, the ones who celebrated her work and encouraged her to keep pursuing her passion. She realized that she couldn't let the fear of judgment silence her voice, that her art mattered, not to everyone, but to those who connected with it on a deeper level. "I'm starting a photography club after school," Mr. Hanley announced, his eyes twinkling. "A place for students to come together, to share their love of photography, to learn from each other, and to support each other's creative journeys. I think you'd be a wonderful addition to the group, Maya." That afternoon, Maya nervously walked into the art room for the first meeting of the photography club. She had never been part of a club before, and the thought of being surrounded by strangers who shared her passion was both exhilarating and terrifying. The room was buzzing with energy. Students huddled together, comparing cameras, sharing photos, and discussing their favorite photographers. Maya hesitated at the doorway, feeling a familiar wave of self-doubt wash over her. She almost turned to leave, but then she remembered Mr. Hanley's words, "Find your people." Taking a deep breath, Maya stepped inside, her eyes scanning the room for a friendly face. She spotted a group of students gathered around a table, their laughter drawing her in. They were looking at a photo album, their faces lit up with amusement. Maya cautiously approached, her heart pounding in her chest. "Hi," she said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. The students looked up, their smiles welcoming. "I'm Maya. This is my first time at photography club." Section 3. The Power of Community. The group welcomed Maya with open arms, introducing themselves and eagerly making space for her at the table. They were a diverse group, each with their own unique style and perspective, but they shared a common love of photography and a desire to learn and grow together. As the weeks turned into months, the photography club became Maya's safe haven, a place where she could shed her insecurities and embrace her passion without fear of judgment. Surrounded by like-minded individuals, Maya's confidence blossomed. She participated actively in discussions, shared her work freely, and eagerly sought feedback from her peers. The club members inspired each other, pushing each other creatively and celebrating each other's successes. They embarked on photography outings together, exploring their town and capturing its hidden beauty through their lenses. They spent hours in the darkroom, experimenting with different techniques and developing their own unique styles. Maya realized that the power of community extended far beyond the walls of the art room. It was about finding your tribe, the people who saw the world the way you did, who accepted you for who you were, and who encouraged you to be your best self. And in the photography club, Maya had found her tribe, a group of individuals who not only shared her passion but also embraced her individuality, helping her to see the world and herself in a whole new light. The photography club thrived under Mr. Hanley's guidance, becoming a sanctuary for creativity and self-expression. Maya blossomed within this nurturing environment, her confidence growing with each passing meeting. One day, Mr. Hanley made an announcement that would change everything. "The annual school art exhibition is coming up," he declared, a mischievous glint in his eye, "and this year I want our photography club to steal the show." A wave of excitement rippled through the room. The art exhibition was a big deal, a chance for students to showcase their talents to the entire school and the wider community. Mr. Hanley went on to explain his vision. He wanted the photography club to create a collaborative exhibit, a series of photographs that captured the essence of their school. He challenged them to look beyond the obvious, to find beauty in the everyday moments and unsung heroes that often went unnoticed. The idea resonated deeply with Maya. She had always been drawn to the extraordinary within the ordinary, the small details that revealed the larger story. Mr. Hanley's challenge ignited a spark of inspiration within her, a desire to use her photography to shed light on the hidden gems of their school community. Maya approached the project with her signature blend of enthusiasm and nervous energy. She spent hours wandering the school halls, her camera becoming an extension of her eye, capturing the world through her unique lens. She photographed the janitors who worked tirelessly to keep the school clean, their faces etched with quiet dignity and pride in their work. She captured the cafeteria ladies who served lunch with a smile, their laughter echoing through the crowded space, bringing warmth and comfort to the students. Maya turned her lens to the librarians who guarded the quiet sanctuary of the library, their gentle guidance nurturing a love of learning in countless students. She photographed the teachers who poured their hearts into their lessons, their passion for their subjects, igniting a spark of curiosity in the minds of their students. Each photograph told a story, weaving together a tapestry of everyday moments that revealed the heart and soul of their school community. Maya's photos weren't just images, they were windows into the lives of the people who made their school a special place. The day of the art exhibition arrived, transforming the school gymnasium into a vibrant gallery of creativity. Students, teachers, and members of the community wandered through the space, their eyes feasting on the colourful paintings, intricate sculptures, and thought-provoking photography displays. The photography club's exhibit, titled Unveiling the Everyday, was a resounding success. Maya's photographs, along with the work of her fellow club members, drew crowds of admirers. People lingered in front of each image, their gazes drawn into the stories behind the smiles, the wrinkles, the quiet moments of dedication and passion. Comments of praise filled the air. "I've never seen our school like this before," one student remarked, his eyes wide with wonder. "These photos make me appreciate all the people who work so hard to make this place special," a teacher commented, her voice filled with emotion. Maya's heart swelled with pride as she watched people connect with her work. She had taken a risk, stepping outside her comfort zone to share her unique perspective with the world. And in that moment, surrounded by the fruits of her labor and the appreciation of her community, she realized that the journey was just as important as the destination. The art exhibition was a turning point for Maya. Her photography, once hidden away in her camera roll or shared only with a select few, was now on display for the entire community to see. Praise for her talent poured in from all directions: teachers, classmates, even strangers who had stumbled upon her work at the exhibition. Local newspapers featured her photographs, accompanied by glowing reviews that lauded her unique perspective and artistic eye. Social media buzzed with mentions of her work, her online portfolio attracting a surge of new followers, all eager to witness the world through her lens. Opportunities presented themselves: invitations to exhibit her work at local galleries, requests for commissioned portraits, even an offer to teach a photography workshop for beginners. Maya found herself swept up in a whirlwind of newfound recognition. She reveled in the validation, the feeling that her passion was finally being recognized and appreciated. Yet amidst the excitement and adulation, a seed of doubt began to take root in the fertile ground of her newfound success. Section 2. A moment of doubt. The more recognition Maya received, the more pressure she felt to live up to the expectations placed upon her. The weight of others' opinions, once a distant rumble, now pressed down on her with a suffocating intensity. She scrolled through social media, her heart sinking as she compared her work to that of other young photographers. Their feeds filled with perfectly curated images, their lives seemingly a symphony of creative triumphs and effortless beauty. Doubts crept in like insidious weeds, choking the vibrant blooms of her confidence. Was her work truly special, or was it simply a fleeting curiosity, destined to be forgotten amidst the constant churn of the internet? Was she good enough, talented enough to forge a path for herself in the competitive world of photography? The joy she had once found in capturing the world through her lens began to dim, replaced by a nagging sense of inadequacy. The camera, once an extension of her heart, felt heavy in her hands, a burden rather than a tool of self-expression. The fear of failure, of not living up to the expectations she had inadvertently cultivated, threatened to silence her creative voice altogether. Section 3. Finding her voice. One evening, feeling lost and disheartened, Maya sought refuge in the familiar comfort of her room. She picked up her camera, its cool metal grounding her amidst the swirling storm of her anxieties. She raised it to her eye, peering through the viewfinder. But the world outside her window seemed to mock her with its indifference. As she focused on the simple scene before her, a tree swaying gently in the wind, a child chasing after a stray ball, a memory surfaced. She recalled the pure joy she had felt when she first discovered the magic of photography, the way it allowed her to find beauty in the mundane, to capture the fleeting moments that made up a life. She remembered the reason she had fallen in love with photography in the first place. Not for the accolades or the recognition, but for the way it allowed her to connect with the world around her, to share her unique perspective, to tell stories through the language of light and shadow. It was in that moment, amidst the quiet solitude of her room, that Maya rediscovered her voice. She realized that her worth as an artist wasn't determined by the number of likes or followers, but by the authenticity of her vision, the vulnerability she poured into each frame. She vowed to silence the chorus of self-doubt and to create art for herself on her own terms, fueled by the passion that had ignited her journey in the first place. Section 1. A Journey Unfolding. Years passed, filled with new experiences and fresh perspectives. Maya's photography journey took her beyond the familiar landscapes of her hometown, leading her to bustling cities and serene countrysides, each place whispering stories that begged to be told through her lens. She traveled the world, her camera her constant companion, capturing the vibrant tapestry of humanity in all its messy, beautiful glory. She photographed ancient ruins bathed in golden sunlight, bustling marketplaces overflowing with exotic sights and smells, and quiet moments of human connection that transcended language and cultural barriers. Maya's work evolved, reflecting her own personal growth and the lessons learned along the way. She experimented with different styles and techniques, pushing the boundaries of her craft, always seeking new ways to express the world as she saw it. Her photographs, once characterized by a youthful curiosity, now possessed a depth and maturity that spoke to the wisdom gained through experience. Section 2. The Art of Becoming. Through it all, Maya remained grounded, her heart anchored to the values that had guided her from the beginning: authenticity, vulnerability, and a deep respect for the power of storytelling through photography. She used her platform to amplify the voices of the unheard, to shed light on social injustices, and to inspire others to embrace their own unique perspectives. Maya's story became a beacon of hope for aspiring artists, a testament to the transformative power of pursuing one's passion with unwavering determination and a willingness to embrace the unknown. She had learned that the journey was just as important as the destination, that setbacks were opportunities for growth, and that true success lay not in external validation, but in the courage to live and create from a place of authenticity. And so Maya continued to create, her camera her loyal companion, her heart overflowing with gratitude for the gift of sight, the power of storytelling, and the extraordinary beauty woven into the fabric of everyday life. She embraced the journey with all its twists and turns, knowing that the greatest masterpiece she would ever create was the art of becoming herself.